And today we're going to be checking out this portable desktop air conditioner. That's right, this is just basically an air cooler. You can put water down in the bottom here. You can even add ice to it if you want to, and it's going to pull water up and turning into a fine mist and push it out with a fan towards you, keeping you much cooler this summer. As we know, it's getting quite hot outside, and something like this in close proximity to you can make all the difference in the world in keeping you much cooler. Let's go ahead. I'm going to bring the camera down. I'm going to show you what all comes with this. I'm going to show you how it works, and then we're going to do a little bit of testing as well. So let's do it. Alright, so of course you're going to get the cooler itself. It's going to come with its own cord, which is about 4.5 foot long. You're going to get an extra little wick here. I'm going to show you where that goes, and then you're going to get an instruction manual as well. This does not come with a power brick. It is just USB-C, so you do have to plug it into a USB port or provide your own power brick. If we look on the side right here, I'm going to push this little button and we're going to open it up, and you can see this tube right here. This tube is where your little wick goes. If this one does become plugged up or stops working, they do give you a second one, and you just simply drop it in this tube. You insert it in here and you twist it and it locks it in, and this is what actually wicks the water up into the fan. Now when you do get it, your cord and your booklet will be stored down in the base here, so make sure you remove those before you actually fill it with water. And then once you have your water in here and your tube inserted, you'll just close this and you're ready to go. Now on the side right here is a little lever. You can use this lever and it's going to change the angle of the breeze on the front. You can see the little thing on the inside pivoting. It does have a nice handle on top. You can see the buttons up here. This is your power button. This is your light button and your timer button. This is your cooling mode button. And then this is your rotate button, because this does actually spin and rotate. So to power it on, you just touch it and it's now come on. I'm going to dim my lights a little bit. But not only is this your power button, this is also how you select your low fan, your medium fan, your high fan, and then you can go back to off. Right here you can actually just tap this and you have a 2-hour timer, you have a 4-hour timer, or you can turn it off and it will just stay on continuously. You tap this right here, which looks like a little snowflake, and that's going to be level 1 cool, and that has to do with the amount of vaporized water that it's going to put out. Tap it again and it's going to increase it, and then you can tap it again to turn it off. This is how you rotate it. You can hit this and it will actually cause the fan to start oscillating to cool a bigger area, which is a really cool feature that a lot of these don't have. And then last but not least, you have your timer button up here for setting your 2-hour, 4-hour timer and turning the timer off. But if you hold that button down, it will turn on the RGB. And I'll dim the lights a little further. And you can see that it just gently rolls through all the different colors. It only has that one setting. The RGB is either on or it's off. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cooling some. Very cool. So the question that most people are going to ask is, does it actually work? Does it feel cooler than just a regular fan? And the answer to that is yes, it does actually feel cooler, because you have these little micro droplets of water coming out and hitting your face and making you feel that much cooler. Now of course it is kind of what you would call an evaporative cooler, and those work much better in areas like Arizona or Nevada, or where it's more of a desert style climate where the humidity is much lower. I live in a very humid environment, but I can still feel a difference as to when I have the cooling effect on and the cooling effect off. One thing that you do have to note is that while the water is coming out, you can kind of feel the droplets hitting you, and it feels like you're getting wet, but in reality, you know, you'll sit there and you'll do this, but you don't feel any wet. So it's just kind of that little cooling effect. The drops are hitting you, but it's not enough to actually get you wet. And I put a piece of paper in front of this fan and left it there for a good 10-15 minutes just to see if water was going to build up on my desk, and there was absolutely no water buildup whatsoever. So it's not going to get your desk all soaking wet or anything like that. So overall, I'm going to have to say it's a nice little fan. Of course, nothing's going to replace an actual air conditioner, But if you want a little fan to just complement your air conditioner, or if you work in an office to where it's usually warmer and this is something you can use there, then I would suggest getting a fan like this, because as I said, it feels much cooler with that little water mist coming out than if there's no mist or if it's just a regular fan. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.